Hey guys, I'm niasimone and today we are going to talk about the Netflix adaptation of the 1986 Spike Lee joint, She's Gotta Have It. Now, if you don't know about the first film, it's basically a film where a black woman is unapologetically dating three guys at the same time, and kind of how she deals with that sort of situation and how society kind of looks at her in a particular way because of how she deals with her love life and sex life and all of those types of things. The film is gorgeous, honestly, and it really does stand the test of time, and it has like a very artistic, going against the grain type of feel with it, with its like fourth wall breaking and like black and white type of aesthetic to it. It's a really dope film. Like, you should definitely go see it if you haven't, but not if you want to watch the TV series. I say that because when we deal with adaptations, we usually put it against the original, and I don't really like that personally, like at all. You kind of set it to this really high standard that it's never really going to reach. So when I talk about the Netflix She's Gotta Have It, I'm going to talk about it as its one solid being. I'm not going to try and make comparisons with this one and the one from the 80s, because that really doesn't do it any good. So what's kind of the point? I've certainly seen my fair share of Spike Lee joints. I've seen She's Gotta Have It, seen He Got Game, Crooklyn, Malcolm X, I've seen Do the Right Thing. I've seen a lot of them, right? And I've always thought they were really dope and classic. But the Spike Lee joints recently are just, they're not good. Like, there's really no other way to kind of like just say that. So when I saw that She's Gotta Have It was going to come to Netflix, I was a little bit skeptical. Like, I was kind of thinking that if Spike Lee had his hands in it too much, it might go south. But I was pleasantly surprised. She's Gotta Have It is a dope, authentic view of modern day black life with like a really interesting spin on it with this whole polyamory type of thing. That has a lot to do with the portrayal and the writing surrounding NOLA Darling. I think NOLA Darling is like a great character overall. It's really nice to see a multifaceted black woman character. You feel me? It's something that you really don't see often. Like, especially in Hollywood, when we deal with black women as characters, they're usually held as something that's very one note. It's usually like they're passed off as like a best friend character or like comic relief. We never really see black women as like actual people. Within She's Gotta Have It with NOLA Darling, we see all the different aspects of her. We see her family, we see her friends, we see her passion with art, and you know, of course, we see her love life and all of things like that. So it's just really dope to see a character like NOLA Darling being pushed and people like identifying with her, because NOLA Darling just feels very like real. DeWanda Wise, who apparently like just popped up on the scene from her Wikipedia page, like I'm not too sure, but she did a great job portraying her, and seeing this, I am extremely excited to see what she's gonna pop in next, because trust me, your girl is about to support. I'm about to pop up like, hey friend. Now let's talk about these men that are surrounding this situation. Now first off, okay, Grier. He's kind of like the model-y type of Eurocentric type of person. Honestly, me personally, he's my least favorite character in the show. I don't know what it was, just the way, whenever he was on screen, I never really understood what NOLA saw in him. Like, I know he's supposed to be like this exciting type of character, but I don't know, he just always seemed kind of full of himself a little bit. NOLA kind of has that narcissistic way about her too, so I kind of get how they connect. I don't know. I didn't like him. I didn't like him very much personally, but that's just me. Now Jamie, who is the older gentleman who, you know, got all his life together and stuff, is played by Lyric Bent, who you may have seen from the Saw series if you're into that kind of like horror-y type of stuff, like me. I like this character a lot. A lot of the story is surrounding him and his family, why he's decided to pursue this like really off-kilter relationship with NOLA and how that affects him and the relationship with his family. So I thought that was a really interesting spin on it, to see how this affects other people that aren't necessarily like okay with it. Now Mars is played by Anthony Ramos, whom you may know from Hamilton if you know are lucky enough and got enough money enough to see that play. He did a really great job with Mars. There was something about Mars that's like so freaking hilarious. Like when he's in scenes, he just says such ridiculous stuff that like you just can't help but laugh. Just, I don't know, Mars was more my favorite character, maybe because I just be with the goofy guys a lot, but yeah, I really mess with Mars. Mars was really dope. Like I obviously see that he has like a heart of gold and he really just thinks the best of Nola, and I can really appreciate that. And there's just a lot of scenes that are just like really cute, and I'm just like, man, I could see a series with him and Nola together and it could just be like that. But I guess that would, you know, mess with the whole concept of the series or whatever. So all of the characters are pretty great, and that's definitely one of the biggest pros that like push the show into becoming a success. Now let's chat about these cons. Sometimes the show tries to be too cool at times. Like it kind of feels like with the subject matter, which I enjoyed, but it kind of just seems like they were scrolling on like a Black Twitter timeline and kind of just like took all the topics that they possibly could to like chat about. It kind of encompasses what 2017 was for a lot of people, and just me personally, I didn't really want to like relive some of those moments like again. I'm not going to talk about the specific thing that happened, but you know, if you were alive during 2017, you know about that one big thing that kind of messed everything up. And it like talked about it in the series, and I was kind of just like I'm over it. But that's kind of just me. That's kind of more of a personal preference, really. It's really not that much of a con that they talked about that, but I don't know. Some of the jokes don't really be hitting because they really get kind of corny and like timed out. So also there were some aspects with the relationship with Nola and the three guys that like didn't really seem believable, especially at the end. The end is kind of what turned me off of it for real, because everything kind of like happened at once and it was just, I don't know, it was weird. It was something that I couldn't really like get with and I didn't really like understand. Overall, She's Gotta Have It was definitely an enjoyable watch for sure. I really loved all of the characters, especially Nola and Mars. Those are definitely my two favorites. The writing is very hit or miss, but I do love the environment of Brooklyn and how it's like a character in itself. But sometimes the show kind of tries to be a little bit too cool and you can kind of see right through it. I don't know, I liked it, and I would definitely recommend for you to watch it as well if you have some time during this holiday season. I think you'll definitely see yourself in Nola a little bit. As I did. So make sure to tell me what you think of She's Gotta Have It. Let me know in the comment section below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? You think it sucked? You think it was trash? Tell me, vent to me. Tell me what you think of NOLA Darling down in the comment section below. I'm trying to hear everybody's thoughts on this. If there are any gems on Netflix like movies and TV and things like that you'd like me to talk about, please send them to me so I can watch them, geek about it with you, because I'm all about it. Float your ideas over to me, people. Just float them. I'm here. Just bring them to me. If you want to connect with me on my socials, you can go and hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at @LoveNiaSimone. And I'll put all the rest of my socials down below so you can go and check me out wherever you would like to. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell so you can be notified whenever I bless your timeline. Thank you so much for kicking it with me today, and I will see you next time.